Happy Halloween! Today we're talking all about book covers. I do look like Wolverine, right? I mean, I even got the claws. What? So close enough. Yeah, they're nice, but this was last minute. What did you expect? Actual claws? That'd be awesome though. What's up, collective? I am your humble... hold on, I can do better, I can do it. What's up, collective? I am your humble... I'll do it one more time. I am your... I can't do it with a straight face. I'm sorry. I can't do it. No way. I'm not. Leader Tim Green. I write in the pen name T Green. And today's going to be a super short video. I know I've said that the last 2 weeks, and they've actually kind of long. Today's going to be actually pretty quick. Why? I'm moving to Orlando, Florida in 2 days. Yeah, I gotta record this shit, get it edited and uploaded, so I can get on my other shit, so I can be out of here. So, yeah. So today, we're going to talk about book covers. And more specifically, my 3 tips on what to consider. Well, let me get this straight out of the bag so we don't have any confusion. I have not gone through this process for any of my projects yet. So for that fact, everything that I'm about to say is my opinion only, but it's based upon a few things. It's based on what I look for in a cover as a reader myself, my own experience in researching these matters because I have done the research over the years and continue to do so, as well as my experience as a graphic designer. If you don't know any better, if you go to my Instagram, link down in the comments, you'll find that I like to design a lot of different things, from logos, wrestling championships, to items from my books, maps for my stories. The list goes on. I like doing that. So while I'm not a professional, and would never consider myself a professional in this area, I do know what it takes and what looks good. So again, this is based all on my opinion and those things I just said. This topic comes from an experience I had a few weeks ago while on Amazon. I was looking up a cover, Schooled in Magic series by Christopher Nuttall, G. Nuttall, I don't know, that I've been listening to on audiobooks. The covers for the actual Kindle and the ones that are out in paperback look so much better than ones for the audiobook, and I was just trying to figure out why. So I went over to Amazon to see those. While there, somehow it may have been under one of those books that I saw a bunch of other books, or on something else, or I clicked through some other books and I got here. But eventually I came across a book called Court of Shadows by C.N. Crawford. The cover looks really cool. It drew my attention. I wanted to learn about the book. That's how you get my attention. Cool book cover. I'll look at your blurb and see if I want to read it. While on that book, I kind of went down, scrolled down to the line of covers of people who also bought these books. And I was scrolling through and I saw a bunch of covers. And I clicked on thinking there were other books in this series or also by this author. Lo and behold, when I got to those pages and looked them up, they were by a completely different author. But the cover looked completely the same. The books I saw, I clicked on, that had similar covers in their series were A Witch's Shadow by Emma L. Adams and The Lost Witch by Chanel Lavon. I thought these books were within the same series, more or less written by the same author, because the thing I've also noted is that some authors are going with a similar look to their covers. I would be horrified if I had a book cover on Amazon selling the book that when you put it next to all these other ones at an 1.5 inches by an inch next to all these, it blended right in and you couldn't tell really tell the difference between mine and the ones next to me on the either side of me. They look so much alike that you could, by quick click, you might be thinking you're getting someone else the same author that you're already on, or one next to it. Again, I'm not criticizing these authors or any author in general just because of it. I'm just using them as examples of something I've noticed. These covers are actually well done. I like them. They drew my attention. I wanted to learn more about the books. I'm just pointing out an issue that I find as a problem. Why would you want your book to blend in with a bunch of other covers when you can have it stand out and draw people's attention to buy your stuff? Right. Now you may be saying, well, what's wrong with that? It's not my problem if someone confuses my book with someone else's. Well, hell, maybe that's what I want. I want people to confuse it with someone else's so I can get more sales. First off, I'm going to question your ethics if that's your mind frame, because it's wrong. Using your book cover to match close to someone else's who's a better seller than you, has a ravaged fan base, just to get more sales, is wrong. And you're going to have a lot of people who get pissed off at that. Worse off, you're lazy. I'm going to call you lazy. Because instead of doing the hard work of building a platform, getting your own fans, and doing the research to have a better looking cover, and build your own fan base, you're going, I don't want to do all that work, so I'm going to leech off and try to draw people from other ones. Guess what? It's not going to work. Your fans, those fans are going to realize it's not theirs and not buy it, or they're going to buy it, find out, and get pissed off. Let's just move on for a quick second. Well, having covers that look similar to each other is a common thread throughout publishing. It happens all the time. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking when they're very, very similar. Now, as you looked at the covers I put up on screen, you may have realized, like, how could you confuse these together? Like I said, I confused them at 1.5 inches by 1 inch. And I put that on the screen so you can kind of see, on a quick glance, they can be confused. And why would you want that? Now, again, this happens because people have similar tastes, look similar to, but it's not necessarily too big of a deal if you're using it as an example. The area I have found that this is actually a problem in, more than any other genre, because it does happen in all, is the young adult genre. Those 3 books I put up on the screen are in the young adult. So I'm just, again, this is just me and my opinion. I'm not calling any of these authors out for copying or doing any of this crap. I'm just trying to point out because I want to make people aware of it. I don't want this to happen to you, because maybe you are the unfortunate person that someone tries to copy. Besides that, other than that, I'm going to give you my 3 tips on how to avoid this and things that you need to consider when going to have your cover designed. Alright, so let's dive right into my tip. Tip number 1, don't do it yourself. Whatever you do, don't do the cover yourself. I get you may think, you may have parents, friends that, oh, you're such a great, good designer. Oh, so you're awesome. Pretty much, I'm going to tell you, you're pretty much shit. Unless you're a professional, don't do this. Hire someone. Now, I design my own covers. No. I would never, ever put something I designed on a cover of one of my works. I like my book too much. I want it to sell. Not people go like because it's not professional level. If you just want to design your cover so you can kind of get an idea of what you want, go for it. Take that and hand it to the person you're hiring to design your cover and say, this is what I'm thinking. And please, as an artist, don't say, this but prettier, and that's it, nothing else. You cannot add anything but making it better, just by enhancing everything. I get you may have a specific thing in your mind of how you want the cover to look, and it's right the thing you hand them to them, but say you're going to get a lot better cover if you have a collaboration with your artist versus a dictatorship. Tip number 2, give examples. Yes. examples, not actuals. When you hire a cover designer and you give them an idea of what you want, examples. I mean, if you design your own, like I already said, show them that, but also give them an example of actual covers that you like in this style. Do yourself a favor and you'll make it so much easier. Don't make it one specific style, because that's how you're going to end up with covers that look a little too similar. Give different examples. For example, maybe you decide to do Hunger Games, Harry Potter, and Pendragon books as examples. Great. Now your book designer has an idea of what you're thinking of, and then he or she can kind of look at those cover examples and kind of throw some stuff together. Finally, tip number 3, do the research. Don't be lazy. I just talked about people who purposely make a cover too much like someone else's is being lazy. Don't be lazy. Do your research. When coming up with examples, actually go and look at covers. Because the more examples you have, the better the idea your designer is going to know what you want from it. So if maybe you really like the symbols from Hunger Games, but you love the elegant designs of one of the books I put up in here, yeah, with the magic and the color patterns, great. You can tell your designer, I like this is my primary what I like, and I like these colors or how there's like magic looking around them, whatever you're going for, and give them that. They can play around with different ideas and how to come up and achieve that. If you really want to make sure your cover's not going to blend too much into the rest of the covers in your genre, when you get a template, your mock-ups of your 3 designs, or how many they're going to do for you, go screenshot that also bought online, and then plug yours in at that size and just see how well they blend up. Yes, they're going to be mock-ups, so they're not going to be all the way professional, but you can get an idea of how well they're going to blend in, or roughly how much they're going to stand out, because that's what you want. And I don't know why I'm doing Fonzie. Hey! I'm not Fonzie, I'm Wolverine. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for my tips. So when you're at that process, regardless of where you are, if you're there now, great, I hope these help. If you're not there yet, write them down or bookmark this video and come back to it when you're about to. Because trust me, you're going to want to remember these things when you come to design your cover. Because it could mean change how many sales you get. Because people do buy books based on the cover. Well, that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this. Next week I will be shooting in a new location because, as I mentioned before, I'm moving to Orlando. Because if you haven't heard, I'm going down there to start my master's in film and television. So, yay me! I'm going to try to do a YouTube channel, write, and do a master's program all at the fucking same time. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Gotta stay busy somehow. I know I'm gonna eat those words in a few weeks. Oh. Anyway, please let me know down in the comment section what you thought about this video. Clearly you're liking what you're seeing because you made it all the way through. But sure, let me know down there on my tips, your own tips, whatever it is. Just comment, please. But on your way down, be sure to stop over and hit that thumbs up because you're clearly liking what I'm talking about here. And once you're done clicking that, scroll down a little bit more and hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and join the collective. You're gonna want to, because this way you'll know when my video goes live. Now, I do have a quick announcement. Normally I post my videos on Tuesdays, but going forward I will be posting them on Thursdays. There's a few reasons behind this. One, because I've had trouble in the past getting these up on around the time frame I want to on Tuesdays. Second, and the actual reason why I want to do this, I'm moving this, is because I do a podcast with my buddy Adam Daly of the 01 Podcast Group, link down below, where we world build a brand new world live for you, so you guys can see how we go about it and hear our suggestions. I would post on Tuesdays, he would post that podcast on Wednesdays. I want to advertise that podcast because I like that podcast. I'm part of it. It was my idea. So to help do that, I'm going to move my posting to Thursdays. He's going to move that one to Monday. Also, I will have some videos coming out through the month of November for National Novel Writing Month, and they will come up randomly. There are really only two ways to know when they're going to go live. A, watch the newest video, because it'll say when the next one goes up, which you should do. Or subscribe, ring the bell, and join the collective. Because they will go live in their special videos. In the meantime, you can find me over on my social media. That's up on screen. I think it's here, but it could be over here this week. I don't know. Be sure to go to Instagram. We can find pictures of all my graphic art that I've mentioned that I'd like to do as fun. There, you can also find my writing videos, my writing trip videos, where I traveled across Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and New York to locations that take place in my upcoming novel, Seeing Through the Veil. So you can check those videos out. I do have the links to the ones that are up now down below. Have fun enjoying them. And more will be coming soon, I promise. I've been saying this for a while, but I promise. With that said, collective, I hope you have a great writing week, and I will talk to you in my next video.